Okay, there's one catch to getting free booze tonight, okay? You've got to watch the Startup Showdown first. And then only people who watch the Startup Showdown get to participate in the booze and the dinner tonight, right? Okay, so we've had some changes before we start the show. We've had two panelists who are going to be on the show representing the audience, if you will. As you know, this is done by the ET group. It's a show that's going to be broadcast on TV, and Sudhir Sayal is going to be our host. But the two panelists who are going to represent, like I said, the audience were Vivek Wadhwa and Naveen Jain. Unfortunately, Naveen Jain has been taken ill and is in the hospital. So Vivek has gone over there to see him as well, because they both flew together from the United States. So they'll be replaced by two other able panelists. One of them is going to be Shell Israel, who's my buddy from the United States. Hey, Shell. Welcome. And the other one is Sanjay Swami, who is our local representative. Sanjay. And so this show is going to be, like I said, hosted. You must have seen him on TV. I've never seen him on TV, but I look forward to the next 45 minutes. Is Sudhir Sayal. Sudhir, come on up.
Thank you very much, guys. Firstly, thanks to the judges for coming at such short notice. Just a quick note on the judges. Shell Israel, the author of the book Naked Conversations, he promised me that if I forget the name of the book, he'll just take off his shirt. So luckily, I remember the name of the book. And he's an author, and he's a big guide and support to entrepreneurs in the US. And of course, Sanjay Swami, former CEO of MCheck, and now he runs Angel Prime, and all you startups must know him very well. So the quick format is we're going to have 3 startups come on stage. They're going to make 2-minute pitches, and it's going to be strictly 2 minutes. And followed by that, we're going to have these two guys be nice to them, or perhaps not be nice to them, and heckle them. And that'll be followed by scores, which will be given out. So it's the Femina Miss India happening at NASSCOM. And hopefully that'll be nice in terms of giving scores as well. And the winner actually gets selected for Super Angels, which is this ongoing series on the Starting Up show on ET Now, where a startup will actually get funded on live television. And just so that you guys have a sense of what Super Angels is all about, I actually have the Super Angels promo as well. And if Zubin can play the promo so that you know what it's all about. Zubin? No, not this one, the other one. Yeah, so that's, and that Mahesh Muthi, Harshal Shah of Reliance Ventures, Vishal Gondal of India Games, and Sanjay Pathasarthi are the 4 angel investors there. And I don't know how many of you guys have been following that on air. We're going to have the finale a month from now, and hopefully that'll be the first time a startup gets funded on live television. And that's our little way of helping the community. Starting Up is a show which has been on air now for over 130 episodes, and it's the oldest standing startup show in the country. Go on.
4 of the country's most influential investors come together to invest in India's most innovative startups. Are you India's next super entrepreneur? Starting Up presents Super Angels.
Great, so be nice to these guys, and one of them, the winner, will make it to Super Angels, the finale, which will be happening 3 weeks from now. So put your hands together for these panelists. Sanjay? And Cher. Great. Can we ask someone? The order of the startups, just so that you know, the first startup will be Kabutar. We'll call you guys on stage. So it will be Kabutar, followed by Bharat Berry, followed by iDuple. Right? Can we ask the folks from Kabutar to come up? So there's a switcher. Yeah. Bharat Berry? Come. And iDuple, Srilaj. Please come. The judges are looking at their scorecards. We've been nice, so there's no score below 5.
Sorry, noting the 6 and the 9.
We're talking numbers here. Okay. I have a 5. Okay.
I'll sync it. It's fine. Go, guys. Sure.
Does this angle make me look fat?
Can you hear, guys? Is it clear? Okay. Just can you avoid the flash photography during shoot? Okay. Rolling, guys? Cool. Hello and welcome to the Startup Showdown here at the NASSCOM Product Conclave. I'm very happy to firstly have a fantastic audience here who stayed even though there's dinner and perhaps drinks calling them. And I also have a fantastic panel of judges. Firstly, Shail Israel, author and startup coach and mentor who's coming all the way from the US for this. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, Sanjay Swami, entrepreneur, investor and guide, CEO of MCheck and now of course with Angel Prime.
Thanks for having me.
So the rules are simple. We're going to have 3 startups come on stage for 2 minutes of pitches each. All of them have very interesting products and they're all going to show their demos here on stage. Followed by that, there's going to be a session of polite heckling or mentoring or whatever you want to call it from these 2 guys over here. And they're broadly going to evaluate the startups on the people, the product, the business plan and the scalability. Followed by that, they'll give their scores from 5 to 10 and not 0 to 10. So they'll have to be nice. And then we'll have a winner. We also have an audience prize. So immediately after this, the audience can vote for their favorite startup using our partner ZipDial. And so we have 2 prizes to give out today, both the Judas Award and the audience prize. Right? And of course, the winner of this gets the winner of this gets direct qualification to the finale of Super Angels, the show where a startup will get funded on live television. So without further ado, I'd like to invite the first startup onto stage, Kabutar.
Okay, so...
Hang on, 1 second. I'll tell you when your time starts.
Sure. Apparently we're waiting for the presentation to come up.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Kabutar, your time starts now.
Sure. Since we have 2 minutes, I'll try to make this as fast as possible and hopefully we'll have time to do a demo. So the idea behind Kabutar is super simple. We want to answer the question, what's happening right now? It starts off really simply if this thing actually worked. Any idea? Okay, anyway, screw that. We don't need the demo. There we go. Okay, so the idea is super simple. We want to answer the question, what's happening right now? So you have your iPhone, your Android phone, your BlackBerry, whatever it is. You take a photo. This was taken at the Metallica concert about a week ago. You post it up on our website, and people get to vote up and down and comment on it. It's that simple. The idea is, assuming many people take lots of photos, you get a chance to see what's happening around the world. We've got an iPhone app and a website where you can do this. We'll be launching BlackBerry and Android really, really soon. Hopefully, if the camera works, I can show you a super quick demo of what the iPhone app looks like. Can you guys see that? Okay. Well, it looks kind of crappy, but anyway. The idea is you can see what's popular, the most recent photos. If you tap on a photo, it should load up, a more detailed version. You can see comments, votes, so on and so forth. And that's really that. If we could just switch back to the presentation for a sec. Okay. So the idea behind it is we wanted to do something big, audacious, and ambitious. And the way that we look at it is we'd like to be a part of the infrastructure of the web. If Facebook does social, if Twitter does broadcast, Google does search, Kabooter would like to be what's happening right now. And that's really that. Please check out the website, and we'd love to hear what you have to think. Thank you.
Okay, Kabooter, I'd like to start off the questioning. You didn't mention anything about your business model, so what are your thoughts on making money out of Kabooter?
So that's really something that we'll look at when we have a massive amount of scale. There are the usual options of advertising, perhaps licensing the content, a whole bunch of other things, but right now we're really sorely focused on building the product and building our consumer base, so we'll really think about it seriously a couple of months from now. We've got about 3,500 users that have sort of helped us beta test the whole thing, and it's going really well. So hopefully in about 3 or 4 months, we should have about 100,000 users or so, and at that point, we'll sort of take monetization really seriously.
Fantastic, great, almost a Twitter model. So Sanjay, I'd like to start with you. What are your thoughts on Kabooter?
So certainly a very interesting company. Congratulations on what you all have done so far. I guess my question to you is, what is the longer term, social impact you think coming out of a product like this? Since he asked the question about the business model.
Well, so I think social impact and business model will be tied together in the future. Like, think about this for a moment. If you have someone taking photos live from an invasion of Palestine or some major fight, versus also, here's my cat doing something really funny. If we have the kind of impact that cuts across all genres, there's a damn good chance we can do something interesting with it monetarily. That's what we're hoping.
Great. Shel, any questions?
My first comment would be, wow, cool. I think it's really great. My first question is it just going to be iOS?
So right now, because it's the easiest to develop for,
yeah.
But hopefully in about 12 to 14 days, Android should be up. Maybe about a month from now, angel fundraising willing, hello people, BlackBerry app will be soon.
Okay. I think you're focusing on product, not business model. Getting people addicted and immersed is a wise strategy. 2 real dud companies in America tried that. One's called Google and the other's Twitter. You might have heard of them.
Yeah, not really.
They're still in business?
Great. So, Karan, how would you compare this to some of the other plays in the US which are also gaining traction, Color and Instagram? How would you compare them to the two of them?
So in terms of those 2 companies, they're trying something fairly different. They're more after photo sharing and making your photos look nice. We're really about what's happening in the real world. If I look around the internet today, there's not a single place where I can say what's happening right now. I get this curated version of Google News that, BBC and CNN
you
tell
get
me
on
what's
Twitter, right?
important.
What's happening right now?
Sure, but you get a hashtag with 10,000 tweets on it. There's no way to tell what's a good tweet and what's a bad tweet. Okay. So we're trying to build ground up and focus on fixing that with a more visual emphasis on the whole thing.
Very investor question. Considering, I don't think there's too much IP beyond this. It's more of an execution play. So what, in your view, is the barrier to entry in this whole play?
It would really be the people that you get to start off with. Okay. If you can nail interesting people doing interesting things to begin with, the community will take it from there. A quick thing on the IP level. So one of the things that one of the features that we'd really like to add is, say for example, video. Right now we only do photos. If we focus on transmission technology of being able to send video out to tons of people really quickly and efficiently on crappy networks worldwide, I think we'd have strong IP there too. So.
Okay. But Sanjay, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on virality for a product based out of India as opposed to a product based out of US? Because the products that have gone viral have been the Facebooks and Twitters, and a lot of that is because of college networks in the US and so on, whereas India, you find it difficult to find such virality, and you would know coming from MCheck. So how difficult is it for a product to go viral, and is that a challenge they might face?
Yeah, so I didn't notice that they're really focused only on India, are you?
No, not at all. We're totally global.
Okay. So having said that, I think data is taking off on a very large scale in India.
Sure.
So I think, a lot of things that were happening 5 years ago overseas will start happening much more rapidly here in India.
Right.
So, and we have a very young community, and people believe in sharing a lot. I think you see a lot of growth in the social networks. So since it's a mobile phone-based application, I really expect that the viral growth part will not be much of an issue.
Okay, great. So what are your thoughts on the product and the business plan? Sanjay, what do you think they should be looking at focusing on over the next 6 months or so?
Yeah, so the product looks interesting. I think a lot of this is about the user experience and taking the friction out of it, and they seem to have done a good job so far. And I think that's something that they're going to continue to have to focus on. It's the type of business where they honestly are going to have to find someone that's going to bet on the team and bet on the fact that they will pivot as they need to get it right over a period of time.
Is that you, Sanjay?
Maybe, I'd love to talk. But I think the fact is there is no business model, and there's a very high risk business from that perspective. Right now, if they pull it off, and this is probably a winner takes all sweepstakes, more power to them.
Right. So you were mentioning as well that Instagram and Color, two of the other competitors, they're not making revenues as well, right?
Right.
What are your thoughts on how they might make revenues in the future?
They've taken, well, Color, if any of you are following them, well, we'll just see what Color's doing.
Right.
But Instagram has started a strong level of brand engagement. So for example, Starbucks, Levi's,
So that's something you guys might do as well?
We're thinking about it. Again, it's about building the community, and we'll take it from that point.
Okay. How easy do you think it is for a startup to build a community here as opposed to US? Because a lot of Facebook's initial users was because of them, the startup being situated in Stanford or being situated in the Valley itself. Whereas I think you're situated in Bangalore, right?
Yeah.
So how do you play that when you're looking at shifting to US at some point?
Honestly, it's no longer that much of a challenge. Okay. When we tried the beta out for Kabutar when it started, all I did was change my Facebook status. And we had about 600 or 700 people visit the website in the next 3 or 4 hours.
Sure.
I think that market is out there.
Right.
It's just that we're not chasing it hard enough.
Okay.
But it's definitely there, and it can be done.
Great. What are your thoughts on...
Can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Sure.
Just what are you planning to do to chase it hard enough, as you put it?
A tremendous number of things. So one is we'd love to be able to leverage on the power of Facebook and Twitter, but we'd like to do it in a reasonably one-way focused thing. So while you can share to Twitter and share to Facebook, all the engagement in terms of comments and that sort of thing would be on our side. So we're trying to strike that balance. We've got some ideas. We've started the initial steps, but I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of trial and error in that. So.
Just one more follow-up, then I'll sit down. Oh, I'm already sitting down. I'll just shut up.
No, please.
But if you bring in the conversation there, does this start looking more like a social community as opposed to a photo-sharing popularity contest?
Strong focus on the community. Strong focus on being a part of the larger picture and discovering bigger things and being part of them. So,
I go back to my original comment then. Wow, cool.
We'll find out soon.
And comments on the name, Kabutar, which has obviously caught the fancy.
I think that was pure luck. We suck at naming things. Dear God, you would be shocked at what we came up with. This is one of those things that, you're drinking coffee for 5 hours, waiting for a policeman to move so he's not going to ticket your car. Yeah. It just sort of happened at that point, and that's the name we got.
And like the Kabutar, okay, great. And your thoughts on how many users you believe you'll have over the next year or so?
Like I'm saying, I think in about 3 months, assuming we don't do something bad and screw up, we should have about 100,000 users or so, but time will tell. The market will tell us whether we're any good at what we're doing.
Yeah, how much are you looking to raise to scale this venture?
Right now, we're looking to raise about 50 lakhs or so.
Okay.
Again, let's see how it goes over time.
Great. Yeah. Fantastic. It's time for the scores then. So please, hang on. Wait. Hang on. Let the judges give their scores, then you can clap. So you guys, are you ready for your scores?
I'm always ready with thoughts.
Okay. Scores.
Is this when we score?
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. So dig deep for the scores. Sanjay, what do we have? So 17 out of 20. Put your hands together for Kabutar, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next startup we have on stage is Berry. So round of applause, guys, for Ajay Data from Berry.
Good evening.
One second, hang on. Great. Okay, good. So Ajay, your time starts now.
Good evening. I have nothing to show here, no preparation. As I'm going to pose, the problem which I'm going to solve is the email is the #1 application which we all know being used worldwide over internet and mobiles. And we all know that the only costly handsets which can be afforded by, not by the masses, can afford the push mail capability. What we have cracked is, with the 11 years of experience in developing email solutions, we have cracked the code and came out a solution so that 1,500 rupees handset can support a push mail. This is the solution which we are offering. This is named as Berry. This is the answer, which is Indian answer to the push mail technology. 10 months old. Obviously, startup has no revenues, but we are able to strike the agreements with MTNL, Delhi and Bombay, made live, few lakh customers. We are going ahead and signed an agreement with BSNL for 70 million customers, going live on 14th of this month. And we are launching in Delhi on 14th. We have signed up an agreement with Mauritius Telecom, and we are launching with December first week. Okay, this is a small achievement which this product has achieved till now. And the small demo, which I don't know how to show, the data connectivity is poor, but you can see that what we have tried is that the interface which you see, even if you use this interface on 1500 rupees phone on a BlackBerry handset, on Nokia handset or a Nokia handset, you are going to get the same interface. So even if you change a handset, you are not going to change the experience. So the mails are like this, which are normal. Any email you can read, you can reply, you can forward. Say, test, okay.
Yeah, we can't say.
Okay.
Ajay, can you hold it to the camera, towards the camera?
Here's the camera.
Yeah, just hold it towards the camera.
Okay. Can you see that now? So, okay, let me show you. This is the interface which is there. All the emails, just like any other email. The only difference is the application is there, which will be allowing the mobile to receive the emails instead of doing a push mail. So the interface is pretty much simple the way it is there. So you can reply, forward, tag, untag.
So you have 30 seconds left, Ajay.
And this is a solution which is the enterprise class email. So you need not to have a costly email infrastructure or a enterprise infrastructure of a competition. You can use simple app, provide to your entire corporate or 15 rupees mobile, entire company is on your push mail capability. This is the solution which we offer, 50 rupees a month, which is going to be offered through BSNL. And now we are talks with
Thanks, Ajay. Your time's up, Ajay. Thank you very much. Sanjay, Bharat Berry, are you subscribing?
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, I'm one of those few who still carries a Nokia phone with me, and I've tried many times to get the email to work. Right. So I'm looking forward to your service.
Thank you.
I think you were going to talk about the business model. I'd like to understand that a little better.
Sure. What's the pricing model?
50 rupees a month?
Yeah, it's a 50 rupees a month for push mail. Actually, Bharat Berry has two applications. One is for push mail, one is for PIM sync, where contacts, calendar, task, and notes get synchronized with your email. And you can use any email system for that. And 50 rupees for each, 80 rupees a combo. And we have a revenue sharing arrangement with a telco. We don't want to go directly right now. We want to go through a telco route and create some million base there, and then we directly go to the corporates and offer them services. That's the model which we have adopted till now.
Yeah, it sounds very exciting. The big concern, of course, is the proliferation of smartphones, sure. And at least in the base of users that would be keen to check their email on the go. Great. So that's the question I have for you, really. Is where do you see this market from a market size perspective? Is it an ice cube in the sun, or do you still see a big opportunity here?
If I can share some data here, the competition which we all know without naming that, they have around 1 million customers with a presence of 3 years or more here. And
the question he's asking is, the market is moving towards the smartphone industry.
I'm coming to that. Sure. I'm coming to that. So, and when we launched in MTNL Bombay, they have around 3,000 customers of the competition. In 1 month, we had 20,000 customers. So there is a market available who is not going for a costly handset, who is not going for a costly rental, but they are looking for a push mail capability at a low rental. So that's how you are able to judge that customer base there. And that trickles the another telecom companies to sign up and move to that level. And we are having regular downloads for trial. We have done more than 300,000 trials in 4 months. So that speaks that people are looking for that kind of thing. If you do Google, we are a 10-month-old company. We have around 15 lakh pages coming up on Google. So this is an attraction which is coming up.
Sure. Ajit, take us through your journey and the steps that have led you to crack this technology. What has been your journey and what is the relevance to?
We come from an oil business. Otherwise, I started this company as an ISP, and email was a problem when we started that, and network was not there. Sure. So I started designing the email platform. I did my doctorate in electron data processing. Right. So this came handy to how to process data, how to store data, and we designed a totally different architecture of how the email should work. Right. And this of 11 years experience designing the email solution for Army or Reserve Bank or PM office, we have been designing solutions for large corporates and governments. This came a very handy idea that how to crack that code and devise solution which can fit into a 1,000 rupees handset and become an Aam Aadmi push mail capability instead of a BlackBerry, Bharatberry.
Perfect. Great. Shall your questions?
Yeah, and I need to begin with a couple of who I am, which one is, this is my first visit to India. I had a little bit of trouble understanding you because you spoke faster than I can catch it. I noticed when you were talking the fastest, they loved it, so congratulations on that. And I'll always trust the audience. But I'll go back.
Now you know why we need high-speed data networks here.
Yeah.
I need high-speed hearing capability sometimes.
Now I will speak slow. Sorry for that.
Okay. Well, now I understand you better.
Yeah.
But I am curious to know why you're talking about Nokia and BlackBerry. And again, that's my second prejudice, that I come from social media. So to me, there's a world with words like iOS and BlackBerry. And then in the dark horse, there's something from Microsoft that keeps coming up. But I think of Nokia and BlackBerry in past tense. So who is the customers? What are the numbers? Tell me why I'm wrong in saying it that way.
Excellent question, actually. And if you say there are only 1.1 million BlackBerry handsets, as against 60 million mobile customers. So there is hardly any percentage which you are referring to. The large percentage, which is more than 98% of the customers, are using a low-cost handset, which lives in a village, which lives in a small city, which is a student, which are professionals, which are a smaller community, families, who cannot afford a 20,000 rupees handset, which is, in your terms, in a $500 or $400 handset. They cannot afford it. So they afford a less than $100 handset. So if you are talking to a less than $100 handset or $50 handset, then it's to be converted to a push mail capability, where he can get an enterprise class service. Just imagine a single advocate. Doesn't he need a good capability? He cannot afford a 100,000 rupees handset. He's a startup, for example, but he can afford a $50 handset, which he already has. So what our USP is, we are not asking people to buy a new handset to use the push mail.
Right.
We are trying to enable what he has existing.
Right. Great.
That's the model which we are trying to leverage on.
So Ajay, would you agree?
Very good answer.
Sure. Ajay, would you agree that people who own more expensive smartphones have more use for email as opposed to students and people who not necessarily?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
If we all know that thanks to Facebook, Twitter, and Google alerts and all that stuff, people get emails, people get alerts, people get notifications. So you need email, right?
So social media has helped the proliferation of email.
Social media is pushing the younger crowd to that.
Okay.
And surprisingly, the number says we are getting a lot of BlackBerry handset users shifting to Bharatberry because of the low rental. They were not using. And this is true in a simple corporate scenario.
Right. You're 6 times cheaper than BlackBerry, right?
850.
50, yeah.
So this is the difference.
Times. Yeah.
So this is the difference. So it's a no-brainer, right?
Right.
And we always give a 1-month trial. So if you like it, you continue it. Otherwise, you don't continue.
Right.
So based on that philosophy, we are working on. So I was hearing Murthy, customers delight make you continue. So this is what we are trying to create. Let the customer use it. If he likes it, he continues. Otherwise, he doesn't.
Right.
We don't charge anything before.
Right.
So invariably, if you have to scale, you will have to go across multiple operators. And are you looking at partnering with multiple operators, or are you looking to go direct and keep most of that 50 rupees in your pocket? And if so, how will you collect the money?
Our model right now is to serve through the cloud, leverage on Indian data center, and serve the worldwide. I think probably we will be the first type of the country who will be creating it depending on an Indian data center and serving the global world. People are using the global data centers and serving the everybody else. So we are trying to break that through, that Indian data centers can serve that. And we are not going to host applications worldwide. We are going to host applications right there in India, work under legal laws, and be serve under legal permit.
Right. I guess the second part of my question was, are you trying to work with all operators? In which case, you're subject to a revenue share, and I'm guessing it's south of 50%.
This is the model.
That's the model.
Yeah, that's the model.
Do you not think it's time for you to break that tradition and go direct to the consumer and keep all that money for yourself?
Right now, our discussion with the team is that let's build at least some million customers, retail, and then whoever is looking for specialized services, there is no region, what is the difference? Customer is supposed to use service, whether he use through telco or through me, and through me he's going to be paying more, because he's looking for more services, and we are going to customize the services for him. So till customer is not looking for a very customized service for him, we don't intend to serve him directly. We are going to serve him only when he is looking for a customized and specialized service individually to him. That's the model.
So go to market is with telcos?
Through telcos only.
Across geographies?
Yeah, for at least a year, that's the model right now.
Okay, great. Sure.
I have a general feeling to avoid all things called carriers. Airlines, typhoid, certainly cell phone. And you...
Anti-carrier.
You will, from the way I understand it, you'll also be depending upon them to get the word out and for distribution. And once you get into the marriage with these carriers, I'm not so sure how you get out of it easily.
I believe in marriage.
But it sounds like you plan to have many wives.
Exactly. Managing one wife is easy.
Okay,
probably.
Monogamy or polygamy?
Let me answer his question.
Okay.
From the serious note of it, they love me, because I'm not asking any penny from them, and I'm increasing revenue for them. So what I'm bringing on the table is the revenue only. So you don't like to lose a partner who just brings the revenue at no liability. Why would you like to lose him? Whatever you get is a bonus for you. Right. Just see the balance sheets of any telco in the world. Who is making money? Whose ARPUs are increasing? Here I am bringing a solution which is going to increase your average revenue per user. So they love me all the time. And there is no entry barrier which I have created. So I don't charge any license fee from them. I don't charge any activation fee from them. I say just go ahead and activate it and offer to your customers. Customer pay, we share the revenue.
Fantastic. Great.
It's so simple.
It's a well-oiled marriage.
So the chances of divorce is not there because they are not losing anything.
Ajay, what are your thoughts on scaling up? How much funds are you looking to raise, and where do you want to take BharatBerry?
Till now we have built it our own,
sure.
And we intend to take it. We want to speed our reach to the global world.
Sure.
So we are looking for around 2 million.
Will it still be called BharatBerry globally?
No.
I think the audience is very unhappy with that.
No, if I could, I will. But
different names with different vibes.
This is not the feedback which I am getting from the telcos worldwide.
Okay.
So Mauritius doesn't want to have
Mauritius Berry.
So they want to bring it.
You should rename it to Dunia Bhari.
So they want to have something else, and Nepal Telecom wants to have something else. There are some cultural issues, some Bharat reservation issues.
Right.
So there are lots of issues which are being solved.
Right.
But powered by BharatBerry will definitely be there on every mobile. Rest assured for this. Bharat will not be away from that.
And how much money are you looking at raising at what valuation, Ajay?
Around 2 million. This money is required to create a solid, strong, representative marketing team.
Great.
That's what the essential is, and to enable lot more products. We intend to come out with our own iOS also, which can be deployed open source based on Android.
Sure.
So kind of thing. So you can deploy on any handset, and any operator can do it. We don't want to go into hardware. We want to offer the software so people in a long-term basis they can run the push mail directly.
So 2 million for about 20-25%. Is that fair?
Pardon?
So Series A investment 2 million for about 20-25%.
That can be discussed.
But
yeah.
Broadly. So you guys. So we'll discuss the valuation, but it's time for the scores unless you have another question about the marriage.
Well, I don't do evaluations.
So fair enough. We'll just
I
go
don't
with
do investment.
We'll just go with the scores. Right?
I'm ready,
you have another
for my
question?
score.
Sure.
I'm ready to vote.
No, the score.
What? Yeah, score.
Yeah. Great. So put the scores, guys.
I'm not sure. The first part of the conversation was getting married, and now we're getting into scores.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
Score your own marriage as well. So here are the scores.
I'm
Hold
not
your
sure
breath,
I
guys.
understand, but that's
8
my vote. You know?
And
you better go higher.
we have a tie.
Well done.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for the listening.
So we already have a tie. Thank you very much, Ajay, for entertaining us and for a fantastic pitch. Thank you very much. Hands together for Ajay, guys. And finally, we have Srilaj, who was a tough act to follow. Put your hands together for Srilaj of iDupal. Great. You ready?
Yeah.
Srilaj, your time starts now.
Technology is a glittering lure, but there's a special occasion where the customers can connect with the product. What we have built here is a technology that can convert any surface into interactive space. I will show a video. What we have here.
You want to just restart? Why don't you just restart? You have this video, guys? You have it now? Cool. Sorry about that. We'll restart. Okay, start again. Sorry. Your time starts now.
What we have here is a technology that can convert any surface into an interactive space. For example, this is a tabletop that we have converted into an interactive space. The best thing is any physical object can interact with the surface. Here I'm actually using a paintbrush, an actual paintbrush. Here I'm using a finger. Here. Here duct tape, which works as a magnifying tape. The 3D view. And we have done all this with a piece of glass and a few sensors. It's not a touch screen. It's a hardened glass out here. It's very robust. We have designed this for restaurants, play schools and all. Since it's very robust, you can actually spill your coffee and you can wipe it off and forget about it. It will work fine. And the market that, as I said, would be, one is play school, one is restaurants, coffee chains, right? We have partnered with a few companies, Mumbai, Pune, and we are installing a few tables out here. And we are converting walls in play schools into interactive space where people can, draw and paint and, do stuff like that. And as of now, the model is you have to pay the money, we'll build it and we'll install it. But we are actually working on a different model together where we will rent out the instruments, the infrastructure to a play school or a restaurant, and we will charge you per month a certain amount of money, right? And I think that's it.
Great, fantastic. Thanks, Srilaj, take us through your go-to-market strategy. What are the 2 markets you're looking at, and how do you plan to reach out to these 2 markets?
Well, as of now, we have partnered up with a few coffee shop chains, and we are actually converting their table, their interiors, everything into interactive spaces.
Sure.
Right. They can actually check their mails. It's a digital environment. They can check their mail. They can play games.
No? Okay. Just take a break. We'll just change tapes. 1 second. Just hang on. So after this, we're going to have a voting session where you guys can all vote because we already have a tie, so we might need an audience vote to remove the tie. So just 1 second while we change the tapes. Are we good, guys? Okay. We're good?
Yeah. Okay.
We good? Are we good? Okay, great. Great. Take us through your go-to-market strategy. I understand you're approaching two separate distinct markets, so take us through that.
Yeah, one is restaurant and coffee chains.
Sure.
We're already partnered up with a few companies, in fact, to install it inside their interiors in a way. We're converting their walls into painting areas.
Sure.
We're converting the tables into an interactive space where they can play games, check their emails, no matter, right? And there's a storage space as well. We're actually serving everything through the cloud.
Sure.
Right? So you can actually do something at the table,
right.
store it there, and access it from anywhere else.
Right.
One thing, and one more thing is we have designed this for bigger spaces, right?
Right.
Which means multiple users can actually use it.
Great.
For an iPad, it's a multi-touch screen definitely, but only one person can use it at a time.
And how you price as compared to the iPad?
Well, an iPad 9-inch screen would cost you like 32,000 in India, right? This will cost you 25,000 for 24-inch screen.
Okay.
Okay. I have a follow-on question to that. Do you take American Express? Can I buy one now?
Yeah.
Great. We start with Shell. Shell, what are your thoughts on that?
I keep ending up with these two words, but wow, cool. That is a beautiful product you have there. I really love it. And I'm afraid to vote low because they booted me when I said 8 for the last guy. So.
We'll come to a long way to go before the vote. Sanjay?
So I'm currently living through a very painful experience. I've heard that apples and tea do not go well together.
Sure.
So I'm very curious when you said that when you spill tea or coffee on this thing, it can just be wiped off. I think that's going to be quite revolutionary in itself. Didn't fully understand the technology from the video. Would like to know a little bit more, is there a device? Is there an operating system? How does it interface to the table? Sure. Or to some sort of a computer? Is that all in the cloud, or is it just this device? Would like to know more.
Yeah, it's basically out of the cloud, actually. We serve everything through the cloud, but it's a combination. It's a hardware-software combination, right? What we have built is an operating system. You can actually call it an operating system on top of Linux stack, right? And on top of that, we have a few drivers to interact with multiple users, multiple fingers and everything, the driver part of it. And then there is no file system. We are actually serving everything in the cloud,
sure.
Right? And the web engine, actually, that renders everything. What happened here, I showed you an example where, she was painting something, right? What happens there is it's a web engine out there. Whatever the user is doing, like movement of the brush or, the speed and everything, is actually measured by sensors and sent to the cloud, right? The strokes are actually calculated by the cloud using the computation, right?
And the device has Wi-Fi built in?
Wi-Fi and Ethernet both. We have it. And the chipset is a very lightweight chipset. We're using a mobile processor to actually power it because it's a very lightweight system. We only have to work, web engine on that. And that's why it's so cost effective, first of all. The entire structure costs you like 25,000, right?
What are the use cases inside restaurants for something like this?
You can actually place an order directly from the table,
sure.
One thing, right? You can play games.
Okay.
Or if you want to check mail, you can check mail, right? Anything that works inside a browser works here.
Okay.
Right, it's basically, in fact.
Okay, and Play School, take us through the app ecosystem. Have you created these apps, or are you using existing apps?
We have created applications, actually. We have over 200 applications in the App Store.
Okay.
But the good thing is, you don't have to learn a new language.
Sure.
If you know web technology,
right.
You can create applications on this, right? And it will work with the multi-touch environment that we have.
Right.
Right? We have an API developed and open. People can actually use it to build applications, and existing applications can be converted to, but only web, though.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the team and how long this has been in development and where is it being manufactured?
Sure.
Well, I am the founder, actually.
Closer to the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the founder, and I have a background in engineering. I was working in Europe for a few years, basically in cloud computing, user interface and all, right? And the core team has 4 members, right? They're into user interfaces, they're into Linux, basically, right? Core technical, right? And the manufacturing part, the table structure, the heavy part of it, we are manufacturing it in India, right? The chipset is manufactured in China, right? And the sensors and the assembly is happening in China only, right? Because it's cost effective, of course.
Right.
Sure. A few questions.
Sure.
One is, do you have patents protecting some of this technology?
Yes, we have, actually. We can't have patents for software, but we have patents for software-hardware combinations, actually, right? We have that. And yeah.
And secondly, it's licensing, so it's hard to say, but can you tell me a little about your pricing strategy?
Well, as of now, as of today, we are actually taking money from the customer, we're building it and installing it for the customer, right? Okay. We're converting walls for Play Schools and changing tables for the restaurants, right? But in the future, we would want to have a system, right, which can be rendered out to the users. They play schools or
sort of
even restaurants.
I think rental is really good. It reminds me of the days of Pac-Man in bars. Some people here are old enough to remember. Nolan Bushnell said what he created was an addiction to putting quarters in slots, and he made a great deal of money that way. I think what you have is very addictive there. And when people start playing with it and discovering they can do this and that, it can go on and on and on. And renting it, I think, which I usually don't recommend, I think is a very cool way to go.
Okay. So on one hand, Shilaj, this is a high-tech product, but you're reaching out to the offline world, right? And that can be very high cost, reaching out to both restaurants and play schools, especially if you want to scale. So what are your thoughts on how you're going to reduce the capital-intensive nature of the sales process over here?
Well, we need to partner with different entities actually.
Sure. So any progress you've made on that front?
Well, in terms of play schools and restaurants, yes, we are actually making progresses. And once it's placed at one place,
how many play schools have you signed up so far?
4 actually so far in Pune.
Sure.
Right? And more in coffee chains, actually 3 different locations altogether.
Okay.
Right. But this is a very useful system for even artists and designers also, right?
Right.
If they can actually use both their hands to design certain things, right?
Right.
Move pieces around and do stuff like that actually. So that's one of the market that we are trying to attack. And another thing is retailers, in fact, right?
Right.
Most of the retail shops would have glass windows. We can actually convert that into an interactive space, which will be 24/7 open. Right. Anyone who is passing by can actually browse through the catalog, or even if it's shut down, as long as the projector is on, this thing is on, you can actually try it out.
Great. So multiple use cases.
Yeah, multiple use cases. Yes.
Okay. Great. Great. Sanjay, any questions?
I think it absolutely rocks. It's phenomenal work. I think what operational challenges do you expect? You're 4 people today, right? I would like to know what you all have done for funding so far and what your goals and plans are. But at the end of the day, you need to build a solid team to scale this. So what do you see, and that can be done, clearly money is an important part for it. But from a product perspective, what are the other challenges you think you might run into, and how are you countering them?
Well, we're doing things in different continents, right? That's one thing actually. We have designers in, France, Germany, right? Actually doing work for us in a way, right? Contract works. The thing is, certain skills are not available actually in India, right? That's one challenge. This is a very innovative company, technical company, right? So one major thing is, well, not able to find talent, enough talent, right, in a way. That's a challenge that I'm facing anyway, every day. And second is money, of course.
And with that product, you might well be there. What do you see happening in 5 years with your company?
Well, we would want to expand. We're actually talking to certain companies in Europe, Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. I probably have to give them exclusive rights to, resell the product, the technology there. But I'm actually in talks. It's one thing. We would want to expand. Second is, we would want to...
What would your dream be for India?
India, right. This is a cost-effective system, actually. So, in fact, you can convert every single play school or even schools, right? With systems like interactive spaces or, graphics environments. And,
so every household should have one, every school should have one in every classroom.
Yeah.
Every restaurant should have one. Great.
Can I get one in? I know you spent years in Europe, but it's interesting that you seem to be thinking about Europe more than the United States.
Well,
why is that?
Well, I have contacts in Europe. That's the reason, that's the only reason actually.
You know Europe better.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And how much do you see the rentals coming down to? You mentioned 25,000 rupees price of
per month it would be like 2,000, 3,000.
2,000 rupees a month for your son or daughter?
So do you see this versus the 2,000 rupee Akash tablet that's going to come out? Do you see that as a threat?
Well, I wouldn't say that. Tablet is different, right? Tablet is for personal use and it has a different purpose altogether.
Sure.
This is where multiple users come together to collaborate and doing stuff together, right away. Like in a coffee shop, people are actually engaging together, right? So it's a different market altogether.
To answer your question, Sudhir, no, I might not spend 2,000 rupees a month for my son, but I would definitely want to use it.
How much? See, I would spend the 2,000 rupees for my kids and then use it, but I'd feel guilt-free because it was for the children.
Thanks for clarifying that. Okay, so how much are you looking to raise, Shilaj?
About 1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah,
and what do you plan to use the money for?
Mainly we need to build the infrastructure, the support systems and everything. And
the technology?
Technology, of course, it has to be there,
Sure.
but the support systems as well, since we have started selling. Right?
Okay, sales systems.
Yeah, sales system, one thing.
And you looking India first or Europe first?
Well, India first, definitely. Right?
Okay.
It will take time to properly, make the arrangements for Europe.
Fantastic, great. Ladies, gentlemen, it's time to dig into your scorecards again. And he's all ready and set. Fantastic.
They
Here are the
know
scores.
how it works.
The other, congratulations. Don't get off stage. Fantastic. We didn't have to go to an audience vote. We have a winner. But before that, we also have an audience pick. Thanks to our partner ZipDial. If someone can put the ZipDial numbers up for the 3 companies. You all have that? Naman? Yeah. So you guys, if the company you were backing didn't make it, you can still make it win by putting up, by voting for this company now, and hopefully we'll get the results up immediately. Sure. So just a simple missed call. I can see Ajay is already voting for his own company. That's allowed. That you have to ask Sanjay, who's actually an angel investor and the founder of the company. You want to clarify that?
You can dial a US number also. It won't matter. I hope you're off air.
Do they have
disclosure,
Nokias and
Sanjay is
Blackberries in
also
America anymore? I said, do they still have Nokias and Blackberries in America anymore?
It's a good question. I haven't seen anything other than iOS or Android.
Yeah.
Everyone who wanted to vote, have you all voted? Anybody couldn't get through, you can... Sanjay is right here, he can help you out with that.
You're not supposed to get through.
Are we all done, guys? Should we throw up the results? Yep. Naman, can we throw up the results?
I think while that's coming up, I just want to comment. All 3 companies are phenomenal. I think you'll all do very, very well. Congratulations.
Great. And the audience winner is Bharat Berry. There you go. Can I invite both the jury verdict, iDupal, and the audience winner, Bharat Berry, to please come up on the stage. Put your hands together, guys, for these guys. One second, just move. There you go. This brings us to an end of the. This brings us to the end of the starting up showdown here at the NASSCOM Product Conclave, and it showed us that one thing is for sure: product innovation in India is alive and well. I'd like to thank our judges and all of you for watching. Thank you for watching this special. Well done.